Yeah, what it do? It's your guy EDI, man. You tuned in to another episode of the Outlaw Show, man. It's my pleasure, my absolute pleasure to chop it up with one of my personal homeboys in this game. Mr. Criminal is here with us tonight, man.
Yeah, it's cracking, homie. It's popping.
Now, I'm going to use your government because you a thespian, Roberto Garcia.
Yeah.
That's what you credited as.
Yes, sir.
In multiple films. But we're going to get to your film career in a minute, man. I just want to start it off at the top, man. How did you get into hip-hop music?
Got into hip-hop music early age, 12, 13 years old. I was a warden of the state of California, in and out of juvenile hall. I went from East Lake to Los Padrinos to Riverside Juvenile Hall. And basically, I was a real hyperactive kid and always going into isolation, always catching phase with kids.
That's crazy because you are a laid-back motherfucker right now, man. But that's growth and development.
Yeah. So I was a very, very hyperactive kid. So being in my cell, I used to rap 24/7 and to pass time like a little hyperactive ADHD kid, 13, 14. Passing 24 hours in an isolation cell, there's not much you could come up with. My number one love in the world is hip-hop and rap, so I would just start going on through catalogs. I got out, 16 years old, 17 years old, cruising Whittier Boulevard, gangbanging with the homies, and I started just busting some lyrics, and the homies are like, that shit's hard as hell. Little do they know I was spitting some shit that they hadn't heard from like artists, like some unreleased shit that wasn't.
So who was some of your early influences, man?
All the way from the underground, from Spice Ones, Brother Lynch Huns, to the Snoops, to obviously the Pacs, Dre's. That goes without being said. And everything else, like anything that came from the West Coast, from the soil, that was authentic, that was that real street vibe shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, just basically getting out and then rapping. And one of my older homies from my neighborhood, his name is Shy Boy. And he's locked up doing time in prison right now. He was like, yeah, man, one day I'm going to put you on. I'm going to introduce you to the homie that's starting to get on doing his music thing. So he did. He introduced me as a dude that goes by the name of Mr. Capone. He signed me. We basically kicked in the door with the movement called High Power. Got signed to Universal Records, and the rest is history.
And so, talk about some of the early days for Mr. Criminal, some of the dues you had to pay, because, of course, hip-hop has changed. What year was this?
2000, 2001.
So, okay, 2000, we're talking 20, 21 years ago. Talk about some of the things you had to do in order to make a name for yourself in hip-hop, because it's a little bit different as far as what gives you credibility and so forth, if you catch my drift.
That's a good question. To be honest with you, it was way different. We came, like I said, I hate to overstate it because I am more of a positive person now, and I'm not even on that shit. But just being real with you, we were more of a gangbanging mentality. Back then, it was always conquering. Anywhere we went, any party, any party we went to, it was always like we wanted to stand out. We wanted to make our names present, felt. You know what I'm saying? And it came with a chip on the shoulder and everything that came with it. So getting in the rap game, we noticed a lot of the cats that were before us, no disrespect to them, they were on some get along, happy shit. Everything cool and we were, as soon as I saw it, I looked at that as a weakness. So we're gonna infiltrate this shit like we infiltrated the hood. We're gonna make our names we won't roll up to another barrio and hit up our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Let it be known, stamp this shit down. So the grind was way heavier. We had to be out the trunk with it. If we heard that someone like a Little Rob, who had his name on all over the radio, and he was gonna be in Warehouse in Whittier, boom, 10 homies deep, we're right there. Homies passing out, we were taking pictures with fans and lines until we grinded, until we got known, until people respected that we're right there. Yeah, straight putting in work. It was way different.
Putting in the groundwork and not having the benefit of the internet and social media
straight up
to make you appear bigger than you really are.
Yes,
you had to really be out there in the field.
And you couldn't be scared. You couldn't stay home because motherfuckers would talk a lot of shit oh yeah, we're gonna be out there, but you would not see none of them artists that would talk shit. You know what I'm saying? It'd just be the ones that were really focused and grinding and doing their thing. And then the cats would start getting shook up, people would shut their shit down, and we basically take over the whole show. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of just like the same hood mentality of taking over a block or taking over a cruising corner. Same shit, just applied it to the rap game.
Okay, that's what's up. So what would you say would be the song that puts you on the map, where you got your biggest response up until that point where you grinding and you putting in all this work and trying to make a name for yourself and your label and everybody you with? What was the song that everybody was like, oh shit, who was Mr. Criminal? I gotta fucking rush that and get that.
It's a double song. It's crazy you say that because we were making a lot of noise and we basically sold about 500,000 with Criminal Mentality off the top, just independent with Universal.
And
It
that
was
was your
crazy.
first
That was
album.
my first album. So we were like killing it. And the second album we got closer to the next level. And I got the phone call from my CEO back then. It was Mr. Capone. He's like, bro, your numbers are so strong. This is the moment. You got to have like a major feature. I'm gonna hit the homie Nate Dogg. If you're from Cali, you need a
Ah,
single that's gonna blow you up. We're gonna put Nate Dogg. I'll never forget that day. So a couple weeks later, I'm in the studio with Nate Dogg. We recorded Mami Mira, first song that Nate Dogg ever sung in Spanish, and that shit launched me to a whole
wow.
nother world. But it was crazy because at the same time how I had that shit on the radio, I dropped a street record called Side to Side, and that shit bubbled and blew the fuck up just as much as that shit did on the radio. So I had the streets and the swap meets and the hoods going crazy over Side to Side, and then I had the radio and all the females and everyone going crazy over Mami Mira. It was like a double-edged sword. It was nuts. It was a
Man,
crazy
real
time.
quick, talk about that feeling when you know you done dropped something that people resonate with, they respond to, and it's something that you created out of nothing. Talk about that feeling of hearing your music on the radio and in the streets.
Man, it's funny you say that because I remember one time driving out the parking lot to Venice Beach, and I remember just thinking, like, I had just got out. I was like 17, 18 years old, and I was with my family, and I was like just dreaming, like wishing I could be on the radio, wishing I could be who I am today. And like about a couple years later, when they were playing me on Power 106, I was getting spun to the point where I was like number two in their whole station on BDS. And I remember driving out that same fucking parking lot with my family again, and that shit just blaring. They were like number two this week on whatever Tito's Top 404 or whatever the hell it was, and just driving out that same parking lot and that shit blasting through all the different stores and shit. I was just like, damn, this is crazy. It's a crazy feeling. It's surreal. It's surreal for real. I don't even know how to explain it.
No doubt. I mean, like, you know, you explained it, man. It's surreal. It's not a feeling that most people get to feel. You know what I mean? Like, even artists that work their whole careers might not ever have that feeling,
Yeah,
man. So, you know, you're a blessed individual, but it came with work. You know what
definitely.
I'm saying? So I hope everybody watching this interview see what he's saying. He put in work, and you know what I mean. It wasn't always pretty.
Nah,
It
lots of
wasn't
late
always
nights.
pretty. So now your career is advancing. How does the acting thing come into play? How does the movies and the multiple television shows, like, you are credited out the fucking ass, bro? Like,
To be honest with you, just grinding. I never was satisfied with just doing
but was it a
regular
dream of
shit.
yours? You know what I mean?
Not at
Like, to
all.
be an actor as well as a rapper. Did you have?
Never ever thought I would act. Never even thought it was possible. Never
That's
even thought about
crazy
it.
right there.
Never, not even 1%.
That's
Never.
crazy. You just never know what can happen if you feel this and you willing to take a chance on
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. So I was picking up the camera, shooting a lot of videos for artists, and I was starting to get hired from different record labels and even some major corporations that were starting to tap in and use my video production. And the video skills were getting real serious. I was like, I'm the type that I'm real persistent. Like, if I'm gonna study a camera, I'm gonna be on YouTube on that motherfucker till like 5 in the morning trying to find out what's the best camera you could get, the best lenses, glass, all that shit. So I was really studying my game, and I was starting to give these next level artists a look that basically I was proud of. It was starting to go to the level I was trying to achieve. Again, my old record label hit me up, and the dude was like, it's time for you to shoot your own movie. I think you need to do like an independent movie. You're shooting, you got the record sales, you got the fan base, you got the shit, they'll support it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck, I guess I'll shoot a movie. I'm shooting these videos all the time. I think I could set some shit up. At the end of the day, I like challenges. So I was like, fuck it. I never acted. I never did no shit, but this is opportunity for put a bunch of homies on that are probably, in positions that will never get to act, never get to be put on in front of a camera. So I started tapping in with some of my homies that just got out on parole, like my homie G-Ras, rest in peace, and a couple different homies that supported the movie and shit. And I didn't take it too serious. I was just like, fuck it, this is just something to throw some money in the pocket and do our thing. We shot the movie in 2015, and I was like, I'm gonna edit this shit. I'll get to it when I get to it. I didn't take it very serious. About a year later, I got a phone call. No, actually, it was emails. Emails kept coming in from David Ayer. David Ayer is the director and writer of Fast and Furious. He wrote Training Day. He's got a crazy ass End of Watch, all these big
Wow.
ass movies, right? So they're like, yeah, David Ayer wants you to appear in this film with Will Smith. We're working on this movie with a 90 million budget from Netflix and all this crazy shit. I literally erased the email. I was like, this is some fake ass shit. Someone's trying to scam me or some shit, you know? So I'm still doing my thing on the road, grinding. Like a week later, boom, same email. Hey, we're dead serious. Who could we get in touch with? I erased that shit again. That's on everything
Get
I
the
love.
fuck out of here. Twice?
Third time they came, and I was like, this has got to be some shit. The last time they had like a link, and they're like, this is our credits, this is what we do, this is my number, hit us ASAP. I was like, man, there's a number to this shit. Let me just text and see if they're bullshitting. I texted them. The lady was like, oh my God, this is Lindsay. I'm David's assistant in this film. I'm so happy you reached us back. We've been trying to get a hold of you for a whole month now, and we're getting ready to shoot and all this shit. And I'm like, shoot the location, what's the address, and I'm gonna pull up and let's talk about this. She's like, we're doing fitting tomorrow. Pull up to this gate, this is it, boom. Like about a week later, I'm on fucking film with Will Smith, fucking around, fucking joking around, and this fool's acting like he's body boxing with me and shit. I'm like, what the hell? Walking around set.
And he didn't say it because he's being humble right now, but the name of that movie is called Bright.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which was, like he said, a $90 million budgeted movie. In my opinion, no disrespect to Will Smith, but it's probably his last great movie. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know, great movie.
Yeah.
Great concept, and you shined in that movie. You know what I mean? Like you actually go back and watch that movie. I'm not even gonna hype it up. We might even throw a clip up here. You know how we do at the Outlaw show, man. Shout out to my team, man. Fatell and Daniel, man. We might just throw a clip up in this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Just so you can see who's sitting here next to me. So it's crazy that you say acting wasn't even in your plans, and then you get blessed with an opportunity like this. Moving forward, first, did that movie that you was supposed to, that you shot, ever come out? And second, are there more movies in the works for Mr. Criminal Roberto Garcia?
Yeah, it's crazy because after I did that, I didn't know what to do. My line started blowing up. People are like, you're getting credited in the movie. David Ayer basically gave me a gift and gave me a speaking role in the movie. So
Facts.
I automatically got my SAG pass and all that shit. So I was like, man, I need to get an agent cracking. So all these different agents were tapping in. I tapped in with one of my homies, Joey Abril, basically tapped me in with. And I went ahead and hit him up, NCA. And before you know it, I'm in Canada shooting movies with George Lopez. I'm in Mexico City shooting Spotify commercials.
Go ahead and pop your collar one time, man. How many credited roles do you have up to date?
Shit, as of right now, I think I got like 5 or 6. Yeah, and I just started acting a couple years ago, and yeah, man, it's been a fucking blessing, man. I don't even know what else to say.
That's what's
it's
up,
been
man.
Fucking dope as hell, yeah. Man.
All right, so we're gonna switch gears right now, man, because you know we smoke here. We smoke real big on the Outlaw show. What is your favorite strain at the moment right now, man? Thank you, sir.
This is Black Truffles that I'm smoking right now.
Black Truffles, goddamn.
Most motherfuckers.
This shit smooth too, y'all.
Yeah.
I wish y'all can hit this.
Shout out to the home team. That's that Crime Family Cannabis right there. Anybody that knows me, I don't smoke no bullshit. I was just at the homie's baby shower the other day, and his brother was showing me some weed. Was like, yeah, I got some bomb ass weed. And he gave me a nug. And I mean no disrespect, but I got back to my crib and I was trying to relax and I hadn't smoked in like an hour or two. I put out this fresh bong. I smoked that shit, blew it out, and threw that fucking nug in the trash. It's like you gotta be I'm kind of like serious with my smoking, you know.
Weed connoisseur.
Yeah, straight up. You can't say you got the bomb and give it to me. I'm gonna definitely judge that shit. Yeah, straight up.
Well, there you have it. The strain of the week on the Outlaw show is Black Truffle with Mr. Criminal. All right. Real quick, man, before we get up out of here, I got to ask you some quick questions. We're going to run through them real quick.
Yes, sir.
Your top 3 Latino or Hispanic MCs all time.
Big Pun, number 1. Number 2, I would say Heavy D. Heavy D, he doesn't get his props. He's done so much for the culture and for hip-hop in the beginning, and a lot of people don't even recognize he was a Boricua. And number 3, shit.
That's crazy.
I'll have to probably say, as far as my influence and as far as what influenced me in the game, probably the homies from Lighter Shade of Brown, my homeboy ODM, rest in peace. You know what I mean?
Lighter Shade of Brown.
I'm sorry, I'm smoking this.
Classic.
Black fucked up. My homeboy DTX, rest in peace. The other dude's career is dead anyways, but yeah, DTX, yeah, that's it. My bad, homie.
Shout out to Lighter Shade of Brown, man.
Yeah.
Classic hip-hop group. I remember hearing their records in the early 90s when I first started coming to
that's
LA.
them,
They was all over the radio representing for the Brown. You know how we do here at the Outlaw show, man. I make no fucking qualms about it. I don't even try to hide it. For me, black and brown make green. You know what I mean? Black and brown, we ain't never backing down. And I never really saw color lines anyway, because the way I grew up in New York City, I had Spanish friends, Dominican friends, Jamaican friends, white friends, you know what I mean? And so for me, hip hop has no color. You know what I'm saying? Loyalty, camaraderie has no color.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? And this is one of my guys here. He's been my guys. It's funny though. I gotta bring this up real quick before we get out of here. You know, Napoleon is real tight with Mr. Capone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And me and you have developed a relationship that's interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting how that works out, but it just goes to show you that, you know what I mean, like friendship and camaraderie, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean?
Shit
And
don't
it's,
matter, bro.
and it's always, you know, always love first.
Always, homie.
Man, Mr. Criminal, Edimean, another classic one, man. It's the Outlaw Show. Before we get out of here, you got anything you want to shout out, promote, anything you got to say before we go?
Man, just stay tuned for that Sounds of the Body Part 3 mixtape. Urban Legend coming at the end of summer. And shit, Crime Family Entertainment, everything. La Familia de Criminales, we rising.
There it is and there it was, man. It's the Outlaw Show. We gone.